All right, so what this video is about is what you don't know about your pet's death and how it's preventing you from moving on in life, feeling better. Well, our animals are everything to us. If you're like me, you're really crazy about them. They love us when nobody else seems to love us. That's for sure, and they accept us with even with all our failings. If we put on weight, they don't mind. If we don't take a shower, they even seem to like us better. And even if we don't have any money in our bank account, they just love us no matter what. They're happy to, no matter what happens. I mean, they just always have a positive outlook on life, right? Just happy. Happy for no particular reason. And then when it's their time to go, they leave us and we're devastated. It's so heartbreaking when they have to shuffle off. So how do we go on without them? Hardest thing in the world. Hardest thing. Well, I'll explain the one thing that you need to know to go on without your furry friend. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Susan Hill, and I can communicate with animals. Yep. Animals tell me how they feel about all sorts of things, especially their moms and dads. The one thing they always tell me is that humans need to understand that they've been unconsciously looking at death the wrong way. They tell us to stop feeling bad about their death and to start focusing on how much they love us. Yes, they still do, even from the other side. Animals don't judge us, they don't blame. They really focus on what's good in their lives. Their ability to focus on what's good is really their secret weapon. It's the way that they choose to view the world. And it's what they most want us to know. And since animals help us to become better people because they show us that having a positive mental outlook really affects the experience that we have in the world, right? They teach us that firsthand. We start to begin to understand that we're really lovable. Deep down, we're lovable, right? We do our best in every circumstance, right? But we're natural born guilt mongers. We can't help ourselves. We feel guilty about everything for the most part. And what makes the difference is to realize how you treated your pet was based on your existing awareness. We all feel at times we could have done things better. But you know what? We're just really being hard on ourselves. And that's kind of like how we are. It's human nature. So you got to know that you made the best choice that you knew how to make at the time. And since your animal friend doesn't hold it against you, it's really your own guilt that's making you suffer. Really. So how can you get over the guilt? Make a decision to honor the animal that's passed by choosing better for your next furry friend or the current animals that you have in your life. This is my Doberman Jody, and Jody got bladder cancer at age 12. You can see she has like a tumor in between her eyes at the top of her forehead. That's one indication of cancer. And it was really hard. I felt really bad about myself. Uh, it was my responsibility to take care of her. I was her mom. And I had to realize that, you know what, I did do the best that I could do. I really did. I went over and beyond the call, but I just didn't know everything. I mean, who does? I mean, the veterinarians don't even know everything, right? I wasn't the one to give her cancer. I mean, I didn't inject her with cancer cells or anything. It was really due to factors that I was just unaware of at the time. So, you know what I did? I made a decision. I didn't want to feel bad anymore. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to learn all I can about what causes cancer in animals and people too, for that matter. And then I'm going to radically change the animals that I currently have, my 3 dogs and my birds, their lifestyle habits. So I decided to change their diet. I gave them organic food. I gave them foods that were specific to their particular species, like raw bone for my dogs. And I also gave them fresh spring water instead of the municipal water that's full of all kinds of toxic waste. The fresh spring water, I go and I collect it for my animals, and it's been tested. It's so pure. I also do the organic pest control, and I am very concerned about putting any kind of pesticide on my animals. I often parasite cleanse them too, because parasites can steal animals' nutrition and cause a host of immunological problems as well. Not to mention block up the intestines and also the heart, right? And I stopped chemical exposures. Like, I didn't use toxic cleaners in the house and herbicides on my lawn. And I stopped over vaccinating. I'm not against vaccinations, but just not constant all the time. It's not good. So this resulted in vibrant, healthy animals that were really a living testimony to the choices I had made, and in turn honored my Jody that died from cancer. So see how I turned it around by honoring her. And that was something that I did, and it made a big difference. So I grew and I learned, and I want to challenge you today. How can you, right here, right now, begin to honor your animal friend that has already transitioned or possibly transitioning? Why don't you take a pen and paper, or if you're really a digital person, whip out your iPhone or your Android and jot down some ways that you could begin to honor your pet's life. This will radically help you to forgive yourself. Yup, the F word. Forgive yourself. You need to practice radical self-forgiveness. So many animal parents are really suffering these days with guilt over animals' death that have died many years ago, and they still have not forgiven themselves. You must realize that forgiveness is the key to being a whole person. Animals don't need to forgive because they don't hold grudges. They just are accepting in every single moment, and that's an incredible takeaway from them to us, a gift. So you are capable of so much more than you ever thought possible of yourself. Really, it's true. Learn to love all of you, even the parts that seem unlovable. Just think about how your animal friends treat you. They don't mind the parts that you think are unloving. So the key is to become like them, your animal friend, and don't judge and don't condemn yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Really, start to praise yourself. Think of all the wonderful things that you've done. Remember, your pet saw the wholeness in you when others didn't, right? That's why you loved him or her so much. So the part of you that is lovable, it's still there, You need to place your attention there, like nurture it like it's a little baby or kitty. Just innocence, this beautiful, incredible innocence. And that's you. You were born innocent. You're stronger than you think you are, my friend. So, if you want to learn more about what your animal friend wants you to know from the other side of the veil, or if they're currently here, click on the link below and we can get started with a free introductory call, and we get to know each other, and you can see if this is right for you. Go ahead and click on the link, and I can't wait to talk to you and your animal friend. See ya. Peace.